All right, welcome everybody to episode 2 or scenario 2 of the League of Extraordinary Investigators. We'll be playing Extracurricular Activity with Skids O'Toole on standard mode. We played The House Always Wins, and though we completed the scenario, we were unable to rescue Dr. Francis Morgan due to a very unfortunate tentacle pull at a very important skill check. Skids ended up with a physical trauma due to some league rules. We agreed that I would take a trauma due to some mistakes that I made. Hey, laddie, we didn't make a bunch of mistakes. We just made one mistake. Over and over and over and over. That's right, we made same mistake 6 times, so we got penalized. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time around. Let's just go ahead and get started, and then we'll go from there. First, we will shuffle our encounter deck. Make sure that that's nice and mixed up. And I apologize in advance for the chewing. Those are the beasts that are being kept at bay. Minimize some barking so we don't blow your guys' ears, and some unwanted face pressing up on our gaming table here. So the dogs are being kept at bay. We'll shuffle our investigator deck now. So my strategy going in, I want to advance the first agenda as quickly as possible. So we're going to go for the low shroud locations first. I'm not looking for a weapon to start with because Skids has a decent evade. He can avoid some of the initial enemies if needed, and then we can then get a weapon later on and put it into play by evading an enemy, and then being able to put that into play. Well, that's the plan. Why is this not shuffling? That's the plan anyways. So what I'm looking for initially are resource generation cards and clue gathering cards so we can get this act moving very quickly. Let us draw our opening hand. And that is hypochondria. We do not want that. Lone wolf, that's good. Enchanted blade, I'll take it. Flashlight, definitely take it. Scene of the crime, most definitely take it. And take the initiative. I think this is actually quite a solid starting hand. I'm going to keep all of it. I'm going to keep it all. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We had some trouble last time, and you know, that's it was unfortunate because that run went very well, and then the stream ended up being muted because I had background music playing. So Skids will begin at the Miskatonic Quad. We have our 5 resources. We have our opening hand. We took 1 physical trauma due to our mistakes, and now we shall begin. So first turn, we'll reveal the Miskatonic Quad, which is a 3 shroud 0 clue location. It's got a resign ability, so that is our emergency exit button should we need it. The first thing that we're going to end up doing is we're going to pay 1 resource to put Lone Wolf into play. This will help us with resource generation. Then we're going to play our flashlight. Pay 2 resources to play our flashlight. We'll put 3 flashlight resources on that. That's 2 actions. We will now move on to the what's easy here. Let's go with the student union first. Student union. Student union is 1 shroud, 2 clues. We're gonna have those 2 clues nice and early, and it's only a 1 shroud, so let's just take care of it right away. So, nope, that's our final action. We will. Did we spend? Yeah, we'll spend 2 resources to gain another action as Skids. This will be our 4th action, and we will try and investigate. A 3 to a 1. That's a -2. -2 is good enough. That's the number needed. So we gain a clue, and that ends Skid's turn. Turn number 1, pretty productive. We'll draw a card, and it's hospital debts. I'm glad I got it early this time. Last game, this came out 2 rounds before the game ended, so I had no way of getting rid of it. I took 2 less experience points because of that. Gain a resource for the round, drew a card. Now we shall put a doom on the agenda and pull our first encounter card. And it is offer of power. You must either draw 2 cards and place 2 doom or take 2 horror. That is a very unfortunate pull for a first encounter card. We're going to take our 2 horror. Ouch. And go from there. Okay, so that was end of the first Mythos phase. Now the investigator phase. We will gain a resource from Lone Wolf, giving us 2 resources. For now, let's just try to get rid of this hospital debts. We don't need these just yet. We will put 2 resources onto hospital debts. We will then investigate Student Union as our first action. 3 to a 1. That's a skull. A skull says -1. That's good enough. We now have 2 clues. We will then move as our second action to the Miskatonic Quad. And as our third action, we will move. Actually, third action, let's go to the Orn Library. Orn Library says 3 shroud, 1 clue. You must spend 1 additional action to investigate. But that's our third action anyway, so that's okay. And turn 2 is done and over with, just like that. We draw a card. It is a Vandalier. Okay? Gain a resource. Now for the Mythos phase. Put a Doom on the agenda. And, oh man, we got Beyond the Veil. Surge, put it into your threat area. And once this deck is completely gone, we take 10 horror and we lose. Most likely we will lose. It surges, so we gain another card. Terror from Beyond. Choose one of the following card types: asset, event, or skill. Asset, event, or skill. We'll go with skill. I do like Take the Initiative, but for now that's the least important card in my hand. And that ends the Mythos phase. So we gain a resource from Lone Wolf. We shall spend 2 for hospital debts. Action number 1 and number 2, because it takes 2 actions to investigate this place. We will use a flashlight to investigate 3 to a 1. Yeah, 3 to a 1. -3, that's not good enough. Damn it. It takes 2 actions, so that actually that threw me off here. Well, what we can do is try and get. We'll draw a card. We'll draw a card. Okay, prepared for the worst. Not the worst card we can get. It is what it is. That ends our turn. We gain a resource, draw a card, then gain a resource. Oops, sorry, this got flipped over. I got Adventurer. This got flipped over, so we'll shuffle it into the deck as per league rules. All right, so this is my hand, so you guys can see it here. I don't know if you can see very well, but ready skids. Mythos phase number 3. Pushed into the beyond. Choose and shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If that card is discarded, take 2 horror. Ouch. A non-story asset. Well, we're gonna go with flashlight. So we'll shuffle that, and then we'll discard 3 cards, and hopefully no flashlights are discarded. Otherwise, we're gonna be down to the wire with hard here. Discard number 1, discard number 2, discard number 3. No flashlights, so we do not take 2 horror. Good. That's the end of that Mythos phase. Now we will gain a resource from Lone Wolf as we begin the investigator phase. Remove the final resources into hospital debts and put that aside because it is one and done. We need that 3rd clue, I guess. This puts me in a bit of a dilemma. We can go back and get that afterwards. Let's just move on to an easier location. Action number 1, Miskatonic Quad. Action number 2, we go into the science building. There's a 2 shroud, 1 clue. After science building is revealed, put the set aside Alchemy Labs into play. Alchemy Labs is right here. After science building, okay, forced when you fail a willpower test, take a damage. Okay. Not terrible. So we did 1, 2, and we're gonna go ahead and investigate it. 3 to a 2. Skull. That's a -1. So we got the clue there. That's 3 clues. 3 clues are spent to advance the act. Shuffle the encounter discard pile and set aside Jazz Mulligan into the encounter deck. And we can spend a clue to discard 10 cards from the encounter deck. So there's our Jazz Mulligan. Now this is probably the swingiest part in the scenario because you can nail Jazz Mulligan in one pull, or you can basically flip just encounter cards and then have to go grab clues at this annoying humanities building location. So, alright, that's nice and shuffled. And that is our turn. So we flip him back up. We draw a card first. Vicious Blow. We gain a resource. And now there are no enemies, so we will put another Doom on the agenda and draw a card. And it's a Whippoorwill. Whippoorwill. He is aloof, so he hangs out there. -1 to all stuff. I'm not going to explain too many of the cards because it's a league game, so sorry if you're kind of new and you don't know what's happening or it's moving too fast. Apologies ahead of time. This game is not meant for learning to play or anything of the sort. It is just a league game. Okay, so our turn. We gain a resource from Lone Wolf. This is going to be interesting. We can leverage the Whippoorwill, but first we'll move 1, 2, and that's a shot of 3. I do want to get that clue. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to draw a card. It takes 2 actions to investigate there. Oh, and it's another scene of crime. Exactly what I needed. So I am set up here. I think we can get this in pretty quickly. So turn ends. We will draw a card. We're going to cash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next round I have to discard if I don't use cards. Whippoorwill moves first. Whippoorwill moves because he's a hunter. Then we put a Doom on the agenda. We're down to 5 Doom. Pushed into the beyond. Choose and shuffle. Oh no. Well, that sucks because the only asset I have is Lone Wolf. So that sucks. But the good news is there's a lower chance of pulling that card because we did discard a Lone Wolf earlier. I don't think that. I think the chances of us pulling it are fairly low. And yes, that is correct. No Lone Wolf. We do not take any harm. Thank goodness for that. Alright. So that is the Mythos phase. New phase. We're going to emergency cash for 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. And then we will pay 2 for scene of the crime. Grab that clue. So that's basically, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Scene of the crime has to be the first action. Well, I can't go back. I already gained the resources. So we'll gain my 2 resources back from scene of the crime. Shoot, I should have used scene of the crime first, but we're trying to be fair here with this. Loki. Loki. Alright, I got a better idea. So we're going to, action 1 is the emergency cash. We will then put in Pay 4 resources for Venturer. And then we're going to have to move here. Humanities Building. Humanities Building, unfortunately, Loki. At the end of our turn, if the amount of horror, that's how many cards we have to discard. Loki, currency cash, Venture, and then Loki, enough. So basically, I'm sorry for your ears, people. He is very, very vicious. So end of our turn, we have 2 horror on us, so we have to discard top 2 cards of our deck because we're in the Humanities Building, and that sucks because those were 2 good cards. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move the Whippoorwill. So he is in the Humanities Building with us. We will then draw a card on the lamb. Very nice. Gain a resource. All right. That will put us at 6. The agenda will flip next turn. And it is a locked door. It cannot be investigated. Okay? That's perfectly fine. I don't care about that. All right, turn begins. What we're going to do is we're going to pay 2 resources for scene of the crime, which will net us 2 clues because the Whippoorwill is in our location. So that'll give us discover 2 clues. If there's an enemy at your location, it doesn't have to be engaged with you. So now we will move to the Orn Library as our second action. Third action, we're going to discard cards from the encounter deck. 1. Aw, man, victory point. 2, 3, another victory point. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No Jazz Mulligan. That is unfortunate. That is our turn. Whippoorwill moves in. We ready. We draw a card. Quick thinking. And we gain a resource. Make sure we put him here so he's here. Alright. The agenda is going to flip. Each investigator with 5 or more cards in his or her discard deck takes 1 horror. 10 or more takes 2 horror. Ouch. I'm going to take 2 horror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Yep. I take 2 horror. We'll give 1 to the Venturer and take 1 for ourselves. Agenda 2B. If the dormitories is not in play, put it into play. There's the dormitory. And if the experiment is not in play, spawn it in the science building. The beast is unleashed. Okay, so we will now put the experiment, which is a 4/7/2 creature, in the science building. The clock is ticking. Now we'll draw our encounter card for the turn. Encounter card is Visions of Future Past. Ouch. Test 5 willpower. Loki. Stop. Visions of Future Past. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Come on. Happy? He finished his bone too quickly, so he started to bark at Thor because he wanted Thor's bone. So I had to go give him another bone. Apologies again. Get with it. Okay, we shall. You distracted me, buddy. Alright, so that moved. This we're going to have to test 5 willpower. That's really, that's really tough. We'll just take it. That's a 0. Our willpower is 2, so we failed by 3. So we have to discard 3 cards from our deck. 1. Hey, hypochondria. So, something worth fighting for. Both copies, one on top of the other. That is very, very unfortunate. Okay. Let's spend. First action, we'll spend a clue. Discard 10 cards from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, geez, 8, 9. Oh, God. Thank you, Mr. Mulligan. My goodness. Okay. That was action number 1. Action number 2, we have to parlay with this guy. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use... We will use this and this. We'll commit both of those for this test. So our intellect is 3. We get a -1 because of whippoorwill. So we're testing 2 to a 3. We're committing this, so 3 to a 3, 4 to a 3, 5 to a 3, 6 to a 3. The odds are pretty decent there. A 0. 0, so we get Jazz Mulligan. We convince him to come with us. If the Alchemy Lab's location is in play, okay. Let's fund the set-aside experiment. If you have completed The House Always Wins, put the set-aside alchemical concoction under the Alchemy Labs. Okay. Find and complete an objective on one of the encounter cards. Okay. Fair enough. So here's where we have a choice. We can try and kill the experiment or try to save the students. Probably the easiest way is saving the students. We've mulliganed, or we've flipped over most of the victory point things. We got a victory point from this look. Oh no, we didn't. We can get a victory point there next round. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll save up to get a victory point there, and then we'll try and save the students. I think that's going to be the best course of action, because we really can't. There's no more victory creatures, I think, in the deck there. So let's go ahead and that was action 1. 2, action 2, because we flipped him and then we parlayed. So third action, let's gain a resource. That ends our turn. Whippoorwill stays there. He doesn't move yet. There are no other creatures. We'll draw a card, emergency cash, and we'll gain a resource. And then we will put a doom, and take a card. It's Ancient Evils, which means he moves to the quad. Ouch. The reason for that is the doom gets added to the agenda. The agenda flips, but when it flips, he just moves once closer to the dormitories. I mean, I guess we could try and kill him too. But first things first, let's go ahead and grab this clue. So, we'll spend 2 resources, scene of the crime, and we'll grab our little clue here so that we can gain our victory point. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to emergency cash 1, 2, 3, and third action, we'll go ahead and play our Enchanted Blade. Who knows? Maybe we can end up killing this guy after all. That's 3 on Enchanted Blade. And that ends our turn. So then we draw a card. Flashlight. We gain a resource. Add a doom to the agenda. And draw a Eager for Death. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. Well, test 2. Increase difficulty for each damage on you. We have 1 damage, so we're testing against a 3. We have a willpower. 2 whippoorwills are there. We're going a 1 to a 3. -2. Yeah, we failed. So we take 2 horror. We'll just let Jazz Mulligan die. Oh wait, we can't let him die because he needs to be there for us to get to the dormitory. So we'll give 1 to Jazz Mulligan and 1 to us. Oh, shnikes. Alright, I guess we're going to end up having to go to the dormitory. Because we could take some... We could die from horror here if we aren't careful. Alright, so that was the Mythos phase. Let's do this. We're going to move for the experiment to engage us. We will then try and evade him, committing quick thinking. So we're evading a 5 to a 2. That's a -3. That's the number needed. But we didn't succeed by 2 or more, so quick thinking doesn't give us an extra action. But he is evaded, moving us action number 3, Student Union. Spend 2 resources to get a 4th action to go into the dormitories. Dormitories has 3 clues. It is a victory location. 1 shroud, and we can spend 3 clues to complete the scenario. So 1 shroud. Let's do this. That's the end of our turn. We will gain a card and a resource, double or nothing. Perfect. Doom, that's 2. He will ready and move in. It's 1 location away. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and get these 3 clues. That's what we do. We'll spend 2 resources to put out a flashlight. We'll gain 3 flashlight charges. We're going to spend 1 to... Oh, sorry. Gotta take a card before we do anything. We'll take this back. Put our 2 resources back. Put that back. That is a Yithian Observer. Oh, so tempting. So tempting. We could nab an extra victory point here. Alright, let's do it. Let's nab the victory point. So we're gonna... We could pull an Ancient Evils and then lose. So there's that. Man, as much as I really want to do this, we could pull an Ancient Evils and lose. This is a dilemma. We can go for this extra victory point, but it could cost us the victory point. So if we use this, that'll be a 5 to a 4. If we double or nothing, it's a 5 to an 8, 6 to an 8, 7 to an 8, 8 to an 8. We don't have enough to double or nothing in 1 shot. So man. This conundrum here. I really, really want that victory point. I'm just scared that I'm gonna pull an Ancient Evils. Well, let's do a little cheating here. Not really cheating. We could look at these cards. 1 Ancient Evil, 2 Ancient Evils. I think there are 3 in the deck. Yeah. So, or are there 2? Now I can't remember, so what was the point of that? Let's not take a chance. I guess we can. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 Ancient Evils. Alright, let's do this. We're going to just attack him. Let's take a chance. It's the League. So we'll spend a charge from the Enchanted Blade to try and stab him. Attacking a 5 versus a 4 with a Vicious Blow. So 6 to a 4. -1. That's good enough. He takes 3 damage. We will then enchant the blade again. 5 to a 4. We'll commit Bandolier to make it a 6 to a 4. Oh, auto fail. Last chance. 5 to a 4. -3, not good enough. Oh, base, you got greedy. Okay. Off. Come on, off. Off. Go around. Okay. Well, that is an unfortunate turn of events. That ends our turn. Off. Hey, off. Now. That ends our turn. We'll draw a card from around. Gain a resource. The card, so you can see, is a first aid. To the agenda, we'll draw our next card. Arcane Barrier. Attached to your location. We can't move out of the location. No problem. We're not planning on moving out of here. Alright, so we did our best with the Ythian Observer. Now we're just going to have to investigate. 1 action, 2 resources to put the flashlight down, and then we will put 3 charges on it. We're going to double our nothing using a flashlight charge, putting us at a 4 to a 2. Well, this is really a 0, so 4 to a 0. 4 to a 0. And if it's a 2, we get 2 clues. -1, we get 2 clues. Last action of the game. Spend a resource from flashlight. If we fail this test, we're screwed. 3 to a 0, and there's a cultist. Cultist, -1. We get the clue, and we can spend 3 clues as a group. We do R2. So we get R2. We really tried to kill this Ythian Observer, but it was just too late. But we do complete R2, and we get a victory point from this location, the Orn Library, and a victory from the dormitory. So we get 2 victory points, no trauma. All in all, and we got rid of hospital deaths this time around. So all in all, it was not a terrible run. It wasn't my best run, and I really wish we could have got that extra victory point. But can't complain. If we got no trauma and we got an R2 and we got a few victory points, I think now we're going to have enough victory points to upgrade our deck to the way we want it. And we're actually going to start making an impact in the next several playthroughs. All right. Thank you guys for watching. That is my playthrough for episode 2 of the League of extraordinary investigators.